Hello and welcome to this short tutorial on how to monitor your kids' activity and keep them safe online. I'm Tim Olajide. I'm a child psychologist. I'm also a child sleep and potty training consultant. In this short video tutorial, I'll be taking you through how to, set up limits and, boundaries as regards keeping your child, safe online. So kindly come with me. So what you want to do first is look for settings. So I'm using an Android phone now. If you have an iPhone, what you want to do is go to screen time. Just look out for screen time on your settings. You go to your settings and look out for screen time and follow the prompt, right? For safety reasons, I wouldn't be taking you through this video because if I do, if your kids have access to it, they kind of know the whole process. So what you want to do is just click on screen time and follow the prompt. When you follow the prompt, it will tell you what to do and at what stage you need to move on to the next. And most importantly, start first with your kids' phone. So what you want to do is set up those limits on your kids' phone first, then you sync it with your own phone. But when you go through the whole process, you won't be able to know what to do as at when due. So with the Android phone, you want to look out for, on my own phone, it says digital well-being and parental control. So with some phones, it says parental control. Some phones, it says screen time. Some is digital well-being. So when you see that, it tells you everything you need to do. As you can see, mine is already set. So I wouldn't be taking you through, but just follow the prompts. And if you have any challenges along the way, you can always, reach out to me, but it's quite easy to follow through and you can also probably Google it. So what you want to do, so when you've been able to follow through, I just want to tell you the benefits of why you need to do this if you would want to do it, especially for children basically less than 14 years old. When they're over 14, you want to give them some bit of, of control as well. So you're able to first, you can limit screen time. What do I mean by limiting screen time? So if you do not want your children spending, let's say, more than 3 hours on their phones, you limit their screen time. Do you know the great thing about this? When they've spent that 3 hours, the phone shuts down. They can't use it any longer. And I'm like, seriously? So you don't even need to outrightly, be on their tail. Some moms are peeping, what exactly are you doing? If you are so worried about how long your children spend on their phones or gadgets, especially when you've given them, phones, tablets, and access to internet, you want to limit the screen time because too much screen time is not good for anybody, neither is it good for any child. So with this app as well, what you can achieve is, you can create time limits on different apps. So if you've given them maybe apps on, let's say, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, but please be sure that the apps you're giving them access to is ideal for their age, because we've seen even 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds being on Instagram, TikToks. Please look out and be sure that your children's age is appropriate for your children anyway. So what you're able to do with this access is you can create time limits. Time limits in the sense that if you don't want your child using more than 1 hour on WhatsApp or 1 hour on Instagram or whatever app, you're able to limit it. And trust me, as soon as they reach that limit, it restricts them, so they can't go on that app again that very day until maybe the next day. Then you can also block inappropriate sites if you don't want them visiting some sites that expose them to sexual content. You can block it as well. Then you can also make settings for explicit content. Like I've said, downloads, maybe you don't want them downloading things that are not appropriate for their age. You can set for whatever age that you would want to grant, you want them to have access to. And whatever privacy, you can set up anything that you would want to, whatever. And you can also restrict sites you don't want them to go to, sites in the sense that if you don't want them, like apps, you don't want them to visit or you don't want them to have access to, like let's say Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Maybe you're just worried that if you're not there with them, Are they safe? Are they looking at the right things? Because you know what, this is a digital age. You can't do nothing about it. This is their world. It's just our duty to actually protect them, online, right? And you can't protect them all the time because you would not be there all the time. So the little you can do is, how do you monitor, their digital footprint and the digital access while you've given them, till at least they are matured enough to know, okay, whether I'm not supposed to go to this site or I'm not supposed to look at this sort of content. So you can do that, block YouTube, you can block Google as well. You can block them from searching, and they have access to is, they can play their games online. They can WhatsApp you if they want to WhatsApp you. They can call you if they want to call you, but obviously in age appropriate, ages, because they would get to some certain age that you might want to give them more access to some certain apps. But obviously for very young children, maybe less than, let's say, 8 years old, there's some places that they're not necessarily, there's some apps they're not even meant to have in the first instance. Then you can put, times. So you can do this, wake up time in the sense that phone would not open until you want it to open. So let me give an example. Maybe you want at least the wake up time is that you can't use your phone till, let's say, 10 o'clock, when they've done everything that they're meant to do in their house, their chores, or maybe when they've finished studying. So if you want their wake up time to be 12 noon, anytime that you want them to start to have access to internet, please, this is access to internet here, not necessarily having to old phones. So access to internet. And you can also set bedtime, that after, let's say, 8 o'clock, you can't use your phones any longer. You can't play online. You can't do anything on your phone. So you don't actually need to tell them that, oh, bring your phone, do this. You just set that limit, and trust me, by the time it's that time, the phone locks automatically. No matter where they are, the phone locks automatically. And the great thing that I like as well about this, will I say, it's not necessarily app, but with this this feature, yes, with this feature, what it does again is that if you just feel that, okay, maybe they are not doing what they're supposed to do at the right time, or you don't know where exactly their phones are, and you just want to get their attention, right? You can just lock the phone from your phone. Yes, you can lock it, whether you are in London and they're in Nigeria, you can lock that phone and it would automatically lock, because it's synced. You have to have a Google, I think you have to have a Google, at least with the Android, you have to have a Google account. I'm not sure of iPhone. I did not set it up on my iPhone, so I'm not really sure of that, because they have my kids own, Android phone, an Android, so that's why I'm using my Android phone to just, make it easier for me. And also, you can set up parental controls, the type of games you want them to play with. Are they age-appropriate games? If you have children, let's say less than 3, you can set it to 3 years below. If you have children less than 7, you can set it to 7 years below. If you have children 12, so you can actually, so even for your teenage children that are not even up to maybe 16 or 18, you can set it that they don't have access to such games, so they are not even able to download it via the Play Store or App Store. So I just said I should share this with you. I just recently discovered it. I'm like, really? So why? So there's really no headache, because your phone has got that. And what I usually advise moms is that even as at the time you get the phone for the child, set all those limits there so that they know. Like with my children, I just recently got the phone in this lockdown, just for them to be able to WhatsApp their friends and families in other places, because I do not want them having access to my phone. So I just felt, okay, let me even look through this phone and see what I can actually do with it. So I'm like, so there's no need, like being a proper monitoring spirit, because we moms can be proper monitoring spirits, and they know that, they know it. So it's not something you would necessarily hide from your children. You talk to them about it, why you're doing what you're doing is for their safety, and aside safety is also for them to learn that there are limits to things. But with children, no matter how you say it, they would get carried away. So it's your duty to at least help them keeping to whatever limits that you have put there. And you'll be amazed that when the phone is gone off, it's gone off. The best that they can do at times is, oh mom, will you increase it? And you can give rewards. You can actually increase limits as rewards if you want to go that route. I'm not going that route anyway, but if you want to go that route as well, to say, oh, if you've done this, or if you've whatever it is that you want to give rewards for, especially when they're all at home at this moment, you can give them, rewards, maybe 30 minutes extra time on whatever app that they like to use, or whatever game that they like to play. So I hope this has been helpful. Please feel free to tag your friends, share these videos with as many people. We want as many moms to know about this. It's a feature on everybody's phone. Every phone has got it. Even your tablets have got it too. There's no excuse not to keep your children safe. There's no excuse not to help your children be digitally healthy, right? Digitally healthy. So they need that. So thank you so much for your time. If you've gotten value, please drop it and say thank you, we've gotten value, and don't forget to like and share. God bless.